In this video, a Corvette gets mugged by 4 Ford GTs and it all gets a bit clunky as we exit the hairpin at Deep Forest. Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video. We're back with Deep Forest and we have a plethora of cars to choose from. Everybody is picking their favourite cars, or at least that's what it feels like this week in terms of the Daily Race C so far. Now I've got in the Ford GT Race Spec 2 car and I did the Porsche in the weekly race guide, which I'll link at the end of this video, of course, where you can learn about the lap, how to improve in terms of lap times, and the strategy I used there. Now, I'm actually going to try a couple of different strategies in this race as we jump further on into lap 1 here. Look at this train of cars. I have to slow up a little bit there with a bit of contact that happens in the distance. We've got a Corvette in the middle of 4 Fords as we go into this left-hander. They get absolutely mugged. We'll have a look at what happened to them shortly. But even so, we are up a couple of positions already. We're following Damien Chafe up ahead. And this is quite a big lobby in terms of talent. Lots of A+ in here. Damien's got a penalty there. Not happy with that at all. Let's have a look at what happened to the Corvette then as we go into this right-hander. Bit of contact between Bevis and the Portuguese driver. The Corvette goes on the inside here, looking to slow it down. Do they do it? Yes, they do indeed. They continue on through here. And, oh, bit too much oversteer there. Too much power put down there. Look at that. The mugging of Fords over that Corvette. That's quite hilarious, to be honest with you, as we continue on with this and in towards the left they go. We're staying on board here. What's going to happen? Oh, slight contact from the Porsche. Brie. That's a mistake. Of course it is. We know Brie races clean and is a very quick driver as well. What we're going to do, we're going to follow Chafe in then, and we're going to try the first strategy here, which is the no tyre change. Now, if you remember in the weekly race guide, or if you haven't seen it, you will see it. I did do a tyre change in that. Let's try the no tyre change in this scenario. Damien does the exact same thing, so we come out at the exact same time. And the goal here is to work with Damien. Just push along Damien as much as we can to try and jump everybody here and potentially get the win. That's the goal anyway, but Damien really puts down a solid outlap here. Extends that gap straight away as we continue on out of there then, and we're going to head through the tunnel. Unfortunately for me, it's a track limit penalty, but how close was it? Well, I would say that's actually on par. The red and white curbing is allowed, and I'm on it there. So that's a bit annoying. But Damien takes the penalty here, and I'm actually going to lift off there. I don't want to go for the move. If I go for the move, I actually cost us both more time, and I actually want to work together here. So that's why I didn't go for it there. Just let off, and I've got a penalty coming up anyway. I think Damien just whacks on the indicator to say thank you. But even so, I'm going to bump draft now to really try and push on here. We're in very quick cars in this Ford. It's the fastest car in a straight line as we head towards turn 1. And there, I lift off a little bit. I'm heading towards the braking zone. I was around the 150 board, and it's like, okay, I'm a bit too close now. Let's back off. It gives Damien a bit of confidence that I am going to stop in time, and I'm not too close. In terms of a penalty, though, 0.5, so we started 20.5 there in terms of the distance, and arguably, the 0.5 second penalty is a 0.5 there. We can see that right now, so that's not too bad at all. Now, I've got a yellow flag here, so we've gone a lap later, and look at that, the Spanish driver towards the left-hand side there. Let's have a look exactly what happened to the Spanish driver. We're on board Bevis again. Bevis is getting in all the action here. Bevis going to head towards the hairpin then, and they go down the inside of the Porsche. They hit Memphis there. And they're going to keep the foot plant. Why are you keeping the foot planted? What was the point in that? That was just stupid, is what I'm going to say. That was moronic, that Bevis. Why did you do that? 4 seconds. Good. Good is what I'm going to say with that one, because you should have just lifted off, let them go, and then continued on. Now, I did actually have a look since this in terms of, did they do anything to Bevis in the first place? Couldn't find anything. They sent it down the inside at the hairpin, but actually gave him space on the exit. I have no idea. Now, we jumped to lap 6 there, where we come out ahead of a lot of people here. We had Barry up ahead also come out, and we're actually in the race here for a good finish. We've jumped the entirety of the traffic with pitting that early and not doing that tyre change. Obviously, a tyre change does cost you a little bit of time, around 3-4 seconds. And here we go on Barry then. That push line 11, we know he suffers with the top speed. We did suffer in the weekly race guide, and look at this. Round the outside, job already done. And we know it's very hard to overtake on that mid-section, so we are up into P4 right now. We'll see what happens, though, in this race. Anything can happen. We've got 4.8 laps to go there. There's a bit of a guesswork as we advance to lap number 11. And there were one leaving the pits there then, so they haven't done the tyre change. They're trying to survive. We did know, or we did look into that, the Honda NSX does have good tyre wear. We'll leave that corner though. We're going to look in that rearview mirror, and there's big old contact there between Lewis and the NSX. So let's go on board Lewis first of all. Let's have a look exactly what happens. So into turn 1 we go then. The NSX is on the inside. Lewis is on the outside there. The NSX sort of, It's a bit weird, that one, to be honest with you. We need to go on board, Lewis, in terms of the bumper cam, just to see what happens here. So let's go on bumper cam. In towards the left we go. They're side by side. See me in the distance there. We're going to continue on out of here. And the Enertex does come across. Now, I want to look at this because there is an overlap there at that point. Now, what I want to say is on Lewis's screen, I guarantee you Lewis is actually alongside the wheel, not where this photo is. And on the Honda screen, the Honda is actually further ahead than Lewis completely. And this is all to do with ping and where the cars are positioned, because on your screen, you're further ahead than you actually are on the server. So you do have to leave a bit of room here. So it's just a racing incident at the end of the day, in my opinion, because it's one of those where you need to leave a bit more room. There is effectively a car there. And that's why I often leave room on the outside where potentially I could come over. I leave an extra bit of space just to make sure I'm not getting pit maneuvered or there's contact there. Now, Lewis gives me a bit of bump draft here. I know that's strategic. We're on the final lap, and we've got the run to the line. That's a very strategic bump draft, but let's see what Lewis can do then as we leave the final corner. We're going to go on a mission now towards the line. Who is getting on the podium? The final spot on the podium is on the cards. Is it me or is it Lewis? That's the question. I go towards left-hand side. Lewis is in that slipstream. He's going to venture out of that slipstream as we head towards the line, and... yes, I got it. I did get the podium in the end, so not a bad strategy, the no tyre change. I would advise, though, if you are, an A, B, C driver, and you do struggle with tyre wear, do the tyre change. There is a bit of risk there with power oversteer towards the end of the stint, especially with that rear stepping out and you having issues. It's better not to spin at all and change your tyres, so change tyres, lose 3 seconds, or spin and lose 5. That's what I'm sort of saying there. Let's have a look at the tyre change then. That's what we're going to do in this race, just to, do all strategies, all said and done, and we'll pit around the middle of the race as well, just where you effectively want to do it the most. Lewis is in the Alpha 4C this time, which does struggle versus the 4GT in a straight line, but well defended by Lewis, round the outside there, kept the position as we continue on out. Again, I was being a bit cautious there, turn number 1. We go for a head here, we're on board speed then, as we go into the left. What's going to happen here? It's a classic livery on this car as well as we go into the right. And there's that power oversteer I'm talking about. And this is fresh tyres. They're a bit cold, but they're still fresh. And you can see everybody piling round the outside there. Really good sportsmanship with the way you came back on there as well. Really well played to you as we continue on in this race then. So Lewis has gone down the inside of Johnny up ahead in the 4GT. We'll look to slow it down here and continue on through, trying to avoid that power oversteer by straightening up that steering as quick as we can. So on the long back straight here now. I love this circuit. I think it's a fantastic circuit, to be honest with you. The new layout is actually good. I'd argue it's probably better than the original now. Now I've used it a lot. This overtaking spot here at the hairpin is unbelievable. Johnny sent it down the inside. Going to contact another Alpha 4C. Slight contact between me and Lewis. I couldn't do anything about that one there. Lewis was trying to avoid the contact that happened ahead. But all said and done, Lewis didn't lose out. I gained 2 spots. We both win. Happy days indeed. Now, Lewis is in the 4C, which doesn't have great top end versus his 4GT. And look at the speed difference now. Lewis goes defensive. I'll go towards the inside. The Ford behind me bump drafts me. Thank you very much, Faxer. I do appreciate that a lot. And as we go into turn number 1, well, we're in P9 right now. We've actually got overspeed into this corner. Can we maintain the position? Now, that's the question. Yes, we can. And Lewis, to be fair, defends that position as well. Lap number 3 then. We catch up to a Porsche. So I'm going for a very wide line here. The reason for that is I want to run out the corner. I do it totally wrong there. Completely wrong. And yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to get this done. But we fast forward a little bit here and you can see the speed difference here. The Porsche goes towards the right hand side. We're down the inside. We jump on board then. Oh, sorry, on the third eye cam of the 4GT. We're side by side as we go through this corner. There's a bit of contact there, but there's plenty of space left on the exit, so I would consider that fine from my perspective. Do let me know if you feel different in the comments about any of these incidents I do commentate on as we go in towards the right here. Rory up ahead in P6. Got Carlsberger up ahead. If they did Group 3 cars, that Alpha 4C would be one of the best. Now, I was going to go in the pits, but then I stayed out here because I felt I could have the Alpha 4C before turn 1. Let's see what happens then. We go towards that left-hand side. They've got the slipstream of Rory in the distance there in that 911. We don't, but the pull of this forward is insane. We go down in towards turn 1. We get it stopped. Good side-by-side action. Up into P7. Brilliant stuff. Happy days. Right, let's advance further on in this race then, because we get to the end of lap 5. And I see a train of cars coming up, so at this point I'm like, okay, I'm going to come in the pits now. Let's try the undercut. I know those cars are going to come in a lap later. Can we get the undercut? Can we get the job done? So we're going to change our tyres over. Thank you, pit crew. There we go. I also love the nostalgia of this car. Was it the GT5 or GT4 car even. Was it in Gran Turismo 4 this car came out? It's one of those. It was literally the car on the front of the game. It was amazing. Right, anyway, through turn 1 we go. We're out in P13, and we jump on board Rory then, going in the pits. Is Rory going to change tyres? That is the question. Yes, Rory is changing tyres. Now, can Rory get out in front of me? That is the question. You can see my perspective in that top right-hand side. Rory's leaving the pit box now. I'm on the start-finish straight. There we go. 3 cars gone by. I've still not gone by Rory, though. Rory is going to defend this. You can see me in the rear view there at the top. And well played to Rory. Defends that, so the undercut hasn't worked here in this situation. We jump back on board myself, lap number 7, and we've got Johnny in the distance. We've got a very slow... Oh, I thought it was a Porsche. It's a Supra there. Mitchell on the left-hand side. Once again, I'm going to try that wide line here. A little bit clunky here on the exit between the two. And as we leave here, it's side-by-side action just ahead of us. And we're trying to get involved in that as well. Oh, it's all very tight indeed then. And it's a Porsche versus a Supra versus the 4GT, where I nearly go into the barrier, in fact, then, as we go into the start-finish straight. Rory's on the inside, the Supra's in the middle. We need chase cam here, actually. There we go. As we head towards turn 1, Mike then looking to get the position. We try around the outside. We've got Teplov coming out the pits as well. It's all happening on this lap. And as we leave turn 1, we've made 2 positions there. Thank you so much, Mike, for leaving the space. Well, I really do appreciate. So that's Michael, not Mitchell. Michael. I get the acronym there of the name now. But we're up into P8. We're having a fantastic race here. So, you know, changing the tyres does bring some more fun in terms of the racing rather than undercutting the entire traffic. We've got 2 more cars to overtake here. We've got Oleg, and we've also got the Spanish driver, Johnny, up ahead. So let's see what happens here as we go into the left-hander. Nothing major so far. We've also got Rory and Michael behind. You know, they could still have an opportunity. Oh, speaking of which, Rory's just sent it down the inside there. Beautiful effort there from Rory. Let's see what we can do now, though, in the slipstream of this Corvette, because the Corvette isn't as fast as a Ford in a straight line. Johnny's just got a penalty as well then. So it's all happening here. We could end up in P6. Here we go, towards the hairpin then. We can go towards the left-hand side here. We overlap with the Corvette then. Hard on the brakes. Side by side, in we go. Now, I think the Spanish driver just saw me at the last second. Slight tap between the Corvette. Oh, it all kicks off there. Bit of a sandwich. I'm not sure if that was my fault or not. So what I want to do, actually, at some point here is jump back. But Johnny's going in the pits there in the rear view. Rory managed to benefit from that massively. So you see my smile on my face. All very confusing. But let's jump back into this one then. Let's have a look from the Corvette's perspective. So in towards the left we go. We'll slow-mo it down here now. So as we go through here, slight tap on the Ford, which sent him out wide then. And then they accelerate to try and go in the gap, which inevitably wasn't there until of the tap. I'm going to call that a racing incident in the grand scheme of it. I can't do anything more there. It's been made 3 wide because of the push. But even so, we come across the line in P6 there, and a brilliantly fun race. This race this week is fantastic. Make sure you check this race out. It really is fun. Look at all the different cars in there. We've got Supras, Fords, 911s, NSXs, Corvettes, 4Cs. It's everything. Really, really do pick your favourite car. See how it handles itself here at Deep Forest. It's so close. The times on the board are so close. And yeah, it's just fantastic racing. Really good daily race this week. If you've enjoyed it, as always, do give a like and do subscribe to the channel. Stay in touch with all the latest content. That's going to be it for me, though, folks. Do check out those 2 videos there, including the weekly race guide. Alternatively, check out GT Amiga and Fanatec. Use code Tidgney at checkout for a discount, and I get a kickback from both of those as well. Thank you, as always, for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.